to conduct the deliberate breach and facilitate the deliberate, incited entrapment of January 6th. That is why I'm responsible, exposing the Nancy Pelosi Fed surrection of January 6th.
He promotes the conspiracy theory that January 6th was a setup.
Some people call it a entrapment.
Well, isn't it defined that they intentionally didn't have extra people there, even though they wanted to have extra people there? And isn't it also defined that there were federal agents in the crowd? Like, I thought both of these things were, like, agreed upon facts.
CR7 Suive7 said in backgrinning face with sweat emoji.
Hey, welcome back. I just relaunched the stream, so many people will see it on the Discover page or whatever. Usually helps. It's really hard to retain viewership. Just watching new Asmongold video now. Not watching, just listening.
But these things are like, why can't people just look at reality? I don't understand this. I don't
We
get
got
it at
here.
A Fed surrection, a parliamentary coup.
Your shirt. It has a list of names of the retribution tour.
And he's got a retribution list.
The Biden laptop cover-up, the COVID-19
I think I will just try to wrap this. Good luck to me. Did it break it? Yes, it broke it. Unfortunately.
Liz Cheney, we're coming for you. Adam Kinzinger, we're coming for you.
You mentioned Pelosi.
I love how like they create this parody between like this guy and
Bot
like, for
Rick said
example,
Bot
the
Rix
people
has
that are running
correctly
down
joined the
Texas.
channel.
Because like this guy is just swimming and like running around and talking, and then like the people that are at like there's never been a single clip of him being violent, destroying anything, breaking the law, or even being physically aggressive towards anyone. It's just simply him talking and saying, in my opinion, kind of crazy stuff for sure. But you know, he's not really doing anything wrong. But because you're playing this like scary music behind it, this is supposed to be comparable to people that are, you know, supporting a murderer with Luigi, which is again, I think, kind of just like a skit.
Ooh, what the fuck? He just one-shot me.
But the people that are destroying Teslas, I think, is very legitimate. I think it's very
Right?
problematic.
That was
Is
insane.
it wrong though? I mean, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with what he's saying.
He literally one-shot me.
I don't agree with all of it, but I mean, you can say whatever you think.
Yeah, they definitely increased the damage of bosses.
Civil statute. This is treason.
Look how much damage he does. It almost kills me every time.
Lawful capital punishment.
Will you be disappointed if in 12 months from now somebody hasn't been executed for treason?
I think the nation will be furious.
He says even I could be in charge.
Yeah, so that's a pretty big fucking difference. Like, this is, and this is, again, this is the false equivalency that these people create, is that this person is advocating
I need to.
for an
I need to keep my distance.
whereas other people are advocating for vigilante justice and terrorism. That's a very big difference. He's saying that he wants people that
Oh,
committed
okay.
treason to be tried for treason. Other people just want to kill you. That's the difference. It's a big fucking, massive fucking difference.
I'm not sure yet if you are or are not on the deep state target list because I haven't consumed all of the information that you put forth to determine what you're saying.
Oh, bro, how should I?
Just like you ruined us. An eye for an eye. Look up Leviticus as a Christian man.
We have a problem with
But one thing he does kills me instantly.
Here we go. Here is again, it's again the implications, right? All of the implications, as in, and by the
Look.
way, a lot of people hate CNN. Like, a tremendous amount of people hate CNN. And it's like, now you have a guy, let's take a look. How many people are watching this? Like, well, I can't even really tell. It's like super low quality. It says blue screen.
Oh, you should have been stunned. What the fuck? You still managed to pull up.
Reported manifesto.
Mass shooters publish manifestos online.
Absolute racist hate crime.
Election deniers stream.
Again, it's January 6th again. And you'll notice this, that every single clip of like this right-wing violence, every single one of them is going to go right back to January 6th. And the big reason why is because when like one of these like mass shooters goes out and they like kill a bunch of people and it's turned out that they're a Nazi, nobody that's like conservative or right wing goes and makes excuses for them and says, well, you know, you have to look at like what his, you know, socioeconomic status was. Well, you have to see, you know, he was treated this way in school. They're like making excuses. Yeah, they do. Well, I mean, of course, there's a handful of people that do. Of course, you're right about that. But those people are radical
Hey, got him.
extremists, and they don't represent anybody else, and they are the
He's not that
very
strong, he
first
just
minority, and most
annoying.
everybody else pushes away from them. That's the difference.
Live as they attack the U.S. Capitol.
The problem isn't, and this might sound odd, is that the problem isn't the violence itself. It's the culture that enables and justifies it. That's really the problem. Because like I look at it as like, you know, it's the difference between are you against the cookie or the cookie factory? Well, if you want to get rid of cookies, you don't get mad at cookies, you get mad at the factory that's making the cookies, right? It's the factory.
Good
that's
example.
doing this.
Cookies or cookie
And so the
factory. What
culture
you would.
that enables this and justifies it and tries to run defense for it, they're the ones that are really wrong. Trump seems to enable this, though. I don't know. I've never seen Trump say that it's okay to be violent towards like somebody, and Trump is like multiple times like what are you talking about? When has he said that? Trump denounced it immediately. Yeah, he said to stop and to go home immediately on that day.
The fringe is going mainstream.
And Trump is here to take down those satanic cabals,
Yep.
pedophiles. You know this already.
With the cute military army.
Some believe we are on the brink of a totalitarian state.
Who actually runs the government?
Some believe our government is totally controlled by corporations or a cabal.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that believe that. That's true.
And some see themselves as crusaders in a fight for good versus evil.
Let's be the American people, spread the word of God.
So I've set out on a journey across the country to meet the Americans waging this battle.
This is basically a Mandela song.
To find out if we really are getting more extreme. There's the extreme.
Oh, you're gonna kill me.
Getting louder.
Oh, that was a dangerous fall.
In just a few moments, I'm not only signing the release of the J6 hostages, I'm signing...
It's again, bro, like, they cannot let this shit go. They keep talking about the same exact thing. Why should we? Because it's already over. It's over. It's already happened. Most reasonable people agree that it's wrong. That's it. Like, it's done. Like, for how long are you going to keep bringing up an event that lasted for a handful of hours?
Ready to hunt. Ready? Let's do this.
What is this? Like, I mean, if people are so fatigued from hearing about the same event being used to compare to 50 other things that are bad. We never reconciled with it. A lot of people do not think it's wrong. We still talk about 9/11 in Oklahoma City, W. If somebody is using 9/11 as a reason to justify extremism and military action in the Middle East at this point, they would be considered a retard. Like, people are way past that. They are. And here's the reason why they keep fixating on January 6th. It's because they use January 6th as a comparison point for every other form of
He almost killed me.
political violence. That's the reason why. It's the only it's the only really strong point that they have, so everything is referenced back to that.
I'm gonna juice it up. Nice.
It's inauguration.
Wow, look at that. Trying to follow the law. What a surprise.
Based in Washington, D.C. We're outside the D.C. jail where people have been gathering for almost...
See, am I the only person that, like, whenever I see people that are, like, crazy and they're not doing anything wrong, like, I don't really see that as a problem. But whenever I see people that are crazy that are doing things wrong, that's the problem. And I feel like this is, like, it's such a deliberate misrepresentation.
Didn't drop anything good.
Campaign for the release of January 6 convicts.
And for the news who wants to know, is it going to be the violent ones? It's going to be all of them, folks.
I have faith in my heart, brother, that all of you are going to be getting those calls from your attorney real soon.
Sherry Hefner is one of those campaigners. She takes calls nightly from imprisoned January 6ers.
What I can tell you guys is this. We are dressed. We have our bags packed. We are ready to go.
Oh my god.
At the same time, I was receiving
Why
a
are
call.
there so many American flags? It's crazy how the American flags have been used. Like, you can tell if it's a left-wing or right-wing protest, because if it's a right-wing protest, you have American flags. If it's a left-wing protest, you have a bunch of, like, identity flags and flags from other countries.
From inside the jail.
It's crazy.
Hello, this is a call from...
What are the odds?
Read the roll.
Rachel Powell is serving time for attacking the Capitol with a pickaxe on January 6.
Yep.
This is Tony. How are you? But not everyone here is excited for the prisoner's release.
Did you ever think we'd be in a place where just hours from now,
I did not think they would get out ever. No,
J6 is going to walk out of here?
absolutely not. No, I could not. I would have told you, you're an idiot. That's never happening. But here we are.
Bree Chapman is one of the few signs of the resistance here in Washington on this inauguration.
I find this to be very funny because I don't think CNN realized this. Actually, that's not true. CNN absolutely realizes this. There's smart people that work at CNN. This is probably going to be this is going to create more extremism than anything else really will. Is because, like, this is like the emotional framing, and where it's like, okay, this one lone person that's like standing against these people, it's like they're the resistance, etc., right? And this is the real rise of extremism, is by mainstream media selective reporting, and also double standards that are completely obvious, but they're unspeakable to discuss. Like, you can't discuss these obvious double standards. And that's the big issue. It's giving people a visual. Yeah, exactly. It's gaslighting. It's massive gaslighting. Stop enabling Karens. Well, it's okay for her to do this. Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, Nesrock and Booger Boys are not real threats. Who are the left-wing equivalent of McVeigh, Dylan Ruth, Andrew Trebek, or the 8chan guy in New Zealand? Well, the difference is that, so here's the problem, is that the difference is that all right-wing people can come together and condemn any of those people that you mentioned, but left-wing people can't come together and condemn the just unrepentant, regular, like, widespread violence towards Teslas and people who are supporters of Tesla or Elon Musk or Donald Trump. So, like, that's the big difference. Like, I agree with you, yeah, there are bad actors on both sides. For sure there's bad actors on both sides. But what the difference is that there's only one side that's constantly playing mental gymnastics to pretend that they're not bad actors. And I that this person's the resistance. It's the framing.
Nice. Counter-protesting at Freedom Corner for years.
I would come down here with a megaphone. I got very personal. There are a lot of protesters for MAGA that would just, say like Trump or generic stuff. But I have spent, I think, going on 3 years focusing on these people.
In 2022, she destroyed a memorial for Ashley Babbitt,
No.
who was killed by.
This is insane. Who does this? And this is the person who's part of the resistance, who's kicking over flowers at a dead person's memorial? This is the resistance?
Police on January 6th after entering the Capitol.
Mama Mickey, we love you, honey.
Ashley's mother, Mickey, founded the nightly vigil outside the jail.
Where you at, Mickey?
Is the point. Who does that? And
Retards. Retards do that.
The problem with this is that she is being framed as the reasonable person, and the other people around her are being framed as the extremists. But I'm sorry, filming a video of you stomping on the flowers of a memorial to and then shit-talking the parent of the person who got killed. This is sick.
It is.
It's sick. It's so weird. Who does this?
B1, their queen. To make their life hell.
It's not to make their life hell. They're making our life hell, and they're dangerous individuals. Here he comes.
Who are these guys?
This is Oreo Express. He was actually at the Capitol on January 6th.
He's the one that
and this is
threw the flowers away on the Capitol.
Ashley Babbitt. I actually stomped on her memorial. Anyway, this is
Trump. Who does this? Like, I feel like, for example, if somebody had gone and, fucked up a George Floyd memorial, I think most reasonable people could say that's kind of fucked up. You shouldn't do that. That's not being a resistance. It's just being a fucking asshole.
Is your president? Trump is your president. J6ers are being parted. J6ers are being parted. Yeah.
There are two groups of people in this world that are the cause of all of our problems.
J6ers are
Yeah.
Are you okay with this?
I'm fine. Let them show themselves.
She's a psychopath.
And here's Ashley Babbitt's mom, Mickey.
They all know that. They've been here. Where you
I
been?
know.
You're late, bitch.
I've been here all day. I was in the bar with you, Mickey. You didn't even see me.
Back up.
I saw you drinking.
Back up.
I saw you drinking alcohol in the bar.
The insults go back.
What?
Back and forth and back and forth.
Talk about stalking. Talk about stalking.
Move.
Before a police officer eventually intervenes.
Thank God.
Is it a trespass order? You know my name.
Yeah, you know my name. Yeah, he does. So this guy has to micromanage these unemployed Karens.
Unemployed Karens.
And I think this is the real
Oh my god.
this is the real separation here. Is that you have the working class and the real middle class that is set. Their job is to
20
mediate
divines.
childish, insane disputes between these overprivileged Karens, so they don't go and tear each other apart. It's embarrassing.
Sergeant Jackson. For my own safety, that's why we're doing this.
Go take care of your kids.
Despite Trump's orders, it's getting late, and there are no signs of prisoners being released.
We need to get the marshals. The guards inside are threatening force against our men, and they're messaging out, begging us for help.
Tony, I'm right behind you.
Joni O'Sullivan, who's outside the detention center where some people may be released. Joni?
Hey Anderson, yeah, in the last few minutes, all these demonstrators all rushed towards the main.
Yeah, they're rushing. They're standing in front of the door, protesting outside the door. Yes. And you're playing the dramatic music as if like, okay, oh my God, they're about to siege the Capitol again. Yes, of course. They've rushed the door. Listen, I'm telling you, half of these people on Social Security, they're not rushing anything.
Door of the jail. We're not sure quite what is happening. Some of the people inside this prison are hoping to make it to the inaugural balls tonight. They have been told that if they are released. Yeah, okay. We're going to move down here, Anderson.
Put the press back. Push the press back. Cameras right here. Everybody back up. We're back where we were.
What's happening? Nothing?
You're an hour and a half until this happens, guys. Back up, please. Set it up on the ground. Back up on the ground.
The night went on, but the releases never came.
Well, yeah, they weren't able to release everybody because of logistics. Like, it's reasonable that it would take a couple of days to release a bunch of prisoners because there's a process and a protocol for it, and it would take time. This isn't some kind of crazy fucking conspiracy or anything. It's just logistical reality. Of course. Yeah, there's paperwork and a process. Like, they can't just... It's not like this is like in The Dark Knight Rises and all the fucking jail cells let up and they're like, all right, boys, it's time to destroy everything again. Let me at him. Yeah, it's not like it's Bane that did this. What's going on?
Is it sinking in now that, you know, you're going to be a free woman soon?
Okay, go back to when you're 6 years old, and it's Christmas Eve, and you know when you wake up in the morning, Santa will have left gifts for you. That's how I feel right now.
Yeah, I'd be happy if I got...
The next morning, Christmas arrived.
Yeah, wow, big surprise. The day after they let the people go because they weren't able to do it at night for logistical reasons. Wow. What a shock.
Glory! Hallelujah! Thank you, Lord! He always says, you're a true patriot. Oh, my goodness.
Across the country, January 6ers were set free. And not just people
A
like...
lot of them should have been set free. Some of them shouldn't. But the people that just walked inside the Capitol building, if they had been charged for a crime and sentenced, they probably would have been in jail for less time that they spent in jail in the first place. Like, I think that anybody can understand and agree that someone being violent towards a police officer or destroying property or stealing, well, that probably shouldn't have been released. At least a lot of them shouldn't. But the fact is that I know what these charges are in a lot of cases, and usually it's 2 to 5 years. 4 years they were locked away. Yeah, exactly. Like they act like this is some sort of like you know, deferral of the justice. Like, there's two things, right? Number one, they act like it is a you know, some sort of like misuse of the justice system, which is it's not. It's simply the way that the president executes pardons. Like, this is always how it's worked. It's literally the game mechanics. And number two, a lot of these people, yes, they should not have done that, and I think I have no problem with them spending some time in jail. But if they had been charged for this crime, they would have already been out by now. Both things are true.
Another lever, eh?
Pardons are just retarded? Yeah, I mean, you could say that, right? But it's still the game mechanics. Right? That's still the way it works.
Rachel, the leaders of extremist groups, Proud Boys, 3%ers, old people, many with no plan of going quietly into the night.
What is the implication of that? Like, they're gonna go siege the Capitol again? That they're gonna go and, like, be terrorists? Or they're gonna go destroy a bunch of stuff? Like, they wouldn't go quietly into the night? What do you mean? So what is that? What are you saying by this?
The dream team, we're back!
The worst thing they did was put us in prison because I'm now friends with all the gangster disciples, Bloods, Crips, all those guys in prison. They love it.
Big old back.
I hate to tell you guys this, but I had a friend that voted for Trump from prison. And there were a lot of other guys that were in prison that voted for Trump. Absolutely. Lining up to vote for Donald. Felons can't vote? No, they can in some places, not in others. I thought that too, and then because so I'm like, how the fuck did you vote? And so I looked it up and I found out.
People say you're the guy that pushed your feet on Nancy Pelosi's desk. It's just not true. I put it on the people's desk.
Amen. I got a criminal news network photographer, maybe a reporter. I want to ask you, sir, your buddy Donnie, is he still in the ER?
And for at least one man,
You are now on my radar.
it was a sign that the retribution was about to commence.
I'm going to be scrutinizing you.
I love how, like, this entire thing is that, like, you know, you have MAGA Rorschach, that you have, it's basically like the entire story is built around him being this, like, crazy person. And, like, yeah, he's kind of a fucking idiot, right? But at the end of the day, like, he's not really being violent or anything like that. I mean, am I wrong? Really, am I wrong? No, I'm not. And everybody knows it.
To commence.
I'm going to be scrutinizing you.
But at the same time, it wasn't just those on the right celebrating violence.
All women, by the way. I cannot wait to watch this. I'm sure it will be completely unbiased, and there won't be any edge on this at all. Surely they wouldn't just point it in one direction and then misrepresent things. Surely the what do you call it? The video, I'll link it to you guys, and surely the entire preview is just simply showing one side, and they'll show the other side in the full thing. Sounds like a Free Palestine stand. Well, if you only know one emote, you've got to use it for different reasons. Yeah, there you go. I hate the cadence, the free fill in the blank, bro. You sound retarded. Yeah, I know. But anyway, I just want you guys to see this. Like, it just came out an hour ago, so, like, I didn't even really know what it was. But, like, you know, I talk about this a lot. I think that nothing facilitates extremism as much as videos like this. I think that videos like this are massively divisive. And I think that they're divisive because of the way that they are intentionally, you know, misrepresenting the way that these things happen. And I think that they are... I think the media very rarely actually, like, publishes, like, you know, if they say something is blue, it's not red, right? But it's maybe a different shade of blue, or it's closer to blue, or they say it's dark blue and it's light blue, or they misrepresent, like, some other variation of it, right? And so that's what I've seen a lot with this kind of stuff. And when I see this stuff, I find it to be very annoying. Like, I really, really hate this stuff all the time. I've always hated it. And so, which guy would you rather decide? The guy in a mask crying rivers over the Switch being more expensive, trying to block your path, or discount Warsaw? I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't want to see any. I think people are fucking nuts, right? I mean, that's it. And yeah, it's that simple. But you can see if it's like the most unhinged bait for no reason at all. Yeah, it is. And this is what happens. It's very crazy for me to see this, but you can see how it's completely one-sided, except for the very, very end, where they're just showing a handful of people talking about Luigi, and then that's literally it. Like, completely one-sided reporting for this. This was relatively neutral.
Almost a challenge.
Well, okay, so when you say that it's relatively neutral, how do you, so if you're showing a preview of this, what do you think the percentage was of the reporting? Like, for the amount of time that it was, like, cause, you know, like, they're talking about the rise of extremism. What do you think the percentage was between, like, you know, right-wing people that are extremists versus left-wing people? Like, what would you say the percentage? Well, yeah, they only showed right-wing extremists. It's only a 9-minute video. So if they only showed one group, how is it neutral? How does that work? Second episode? Well, they haven't had it out yet. Yeah, they said at the beginning that it's going to be a full video. mostly just one demonstration. They also showed a crazy left woman. They didn't frame people very much. You think they didn't frame people? I think they did. I think they did a lot. And I think if you go back and you watch the VOD and like the points where I emphasized, I think that they really did try to frame people as much as they could. And so I just want you to understand. So I want to get an understanding of like what you mean by it was neutral. I'm not saying it was completely neutral, but they didn't make them out to be monsters. Okay, so then what would you say that... Let me actually read this here. They only showed right-wing extremism. So basically it was all completely one-sided. So when you only show one side of extremism, do you think that that's really making a criticism of extremism or making a criticism of that group? Because I think that you're making a criticism of that group disguised under making a criticism of extremism. That's what I think is happening. Not very much, exactly. And so, relatively neutral, 90% on one side. Are there neutral people, at the protest for the release? Well, no, but they filmed multiple other protests, but they didn't even show any of that. They didn't show any of that. They didn't show any of the Tesla stuff. They didn't show any of the other political violence either. They didn't contextualize this around the BLM rallies that burned down entire cities. They didn't show Chaz. They didn't show any of that stuff. And so when you're selectively showing one group of things and not the other group of things, you are painting a narrative that is intentionally misleading. That's what you're doing. You're controlling the narrative using omission. Yes, not telling people something is the same as they are, of course, biased. So, but they just showed these people peacefully protesting? No, they didn't. The reason why they couldn't show them being violent is because there's not enough clips of it in the video. That's why they had to keep referencing the same event over and over and had to be about January 6th. So you're saying that they're biased. They only showed one side, but now you're being surprised that I hate CNN. Why would I not hate a news website that only shows one side of a conflict and are biased? Even you think they're biased. You're the one saying it. They could have made them seem way more violent.
Dude.
So here's a good question.
For help.
Tony, I'm right behind you.
Joni O'Sullivan, who's outside the detention center where some people may be released. Joni?
Hey, Anderson, yeah, in the last few minutes, all these demonstrators all rushed.
Why do you think they started playing that music there? I think they started playing that music there in order to make it dramatic and make it seem scarier. Because that's what happens. Like, that's the way it is in any game. Like, you look at a horror movie, that's what happens, right? It's tense music. It's like a fast heartbeat music. Exactly, it's a hook, exactly. And so anyway, so you hate Fox News? Well, yeah, if I feel like Fox News is misrepresenting something, then yeah, I would say it's bad too. And if I see them doing that, of course I would talk about it, absolutely. Yeah, and also, like, because in my opinion, you are making a lot more of this than there is. I think that mainstream media is probably the most detrimental and corrosive force in politics. I think that it does more to push people apart, to divide people, to confuse people, and to mislead people than anything else. And when I see websites like this, or I see videos like this, I see the exact same thing happening. It's propaganda. It's intentionally misleading. These are the same people that put a green filter over Joe Rogan because he was taking ivermectin. And you want me to think that, like, I don't like these people. I think that they're dramatically misleading. You're already just as biased as any of those news networks. Who cares? Well, let me ask you something. Here, we can move past this. Anyway, what do you think that I'm biased about? What is like an example of that happening? Literally everything you read. Can you give me an example? I mean, if it's everything, you might as well be able to pick one thing, right? Go ahead and give me a platform to argue. Well, I think it's important to listen to opinions from other people. Yeah, of course. I have no problem listening to other people's opinions. That's okay. Didn't you call it the cats and dogs story and you made fun of the Trump rallies as well? Well, I didn't really make fun of the Trump rallies, but yeah, of course I called out the cats and dogs thing because it was bullshit. What's the logic that they're eating cats and dogs, but they're also being given $3,500 a month on food stamps? Why the fuck would somebody want to eat a dog if they're getting that much money? They're going to eat a steak. It's like it's like they cancel each other out. It doesn't even make sense. Voodoo? There's no evidence of that happening. And also, there's plenty of people that kill cats and dogs for all kinds of like weird Wiccan reasons. That's nothing that's new or unique to Haitians. People do that. People have been doing it. It's very common. People might not have heard this. How many of you guys have heard the advice to hide and like keep your cat inside if it's a black cat on Halloween, because people sometimes take them and sacrifice them? Because I remember like we had 2 black cats and we kept that in mind for sure. Yeah, and like hurt them, exactly. And so like, yeah, we did, yeah, exactly. Bro, you edged every Trump announcement. You think the tariffs are good and nuking a stock market 15% to see it recover 5% is a good thing? Yeah, I think the tariffs are good for sure. I think that these countries, I think, have advantageous trade relationships with us. And I think that a lot of the senators and the politicians that are against the tariffs are in most cases financially invested in the countries and also the companies that are benefiting from the unfair advantage these countries have against the United States. Yeah, that's what I think. And I think also, like, I think it even goes as far as other content creators as well. So, like, a really good example of this is that you had a lot of people that were memeing about Free Luigi, and they were talking about, like, how much they hate corporations. But the moment that Trump did something that actually damages corporations, they're crying about it. It's because they were LARPing the entire time, and they're just saying that to make people like them. But the fact is they're doing it for money just like everybody else. So that's really what I think. The United States is being taken advantage of, but we're simultaneously the world's leading economy. It's not even close. Yeah. So here's the problem. And I'm actually going to answer your question because I think that you're approaching at least like probably 10 to 20% good faith. Is that the United States being the leading economy is not entirely this is not entirely an evaluation of the country as a whole. And it's instead an evaluation of the top 1% of capital owners in the country. So when you look at the stock market going up and up and up, especially like, you know, like 2020 onward, you see all of this growth and all of these gains in profit and money and value in capital, but these are not gains that are realized by the average American. And so that's the problem that I think that you have, is that you're looking at this graph, and I'm not looking at the graph. I'm looking at people. And when I see people that can't afford food, and I look at the prices of things go up all the time, and then I see the prices of the amount of money that people are being paid that goes up, like, you know, everything goes up by 100%, and people get paid 20% more money. Well, then, big fucking surprise, things aren't going to go very well. So it means the example is you're the richest, you can't be taken advantage of. Well, I think also, like, and here it's sarcasm. No, I understand that, but like, I understand that it's sarcasm, but it's actually not. The fact is that you have people in the United States that are also taking advantage of the United States. That's called lobbying.